So, first up, we got 3BT. We're going to take a look. We're just going to gives you plus 30 attention, plus 30 perception, plus 10 strength, plus 1 stamina recovery. This would be a decent stim to loot farm with, but I don't think it's like the main stim you're going to want to use if you're doing, like, regardless of whatever you're doing. I'm going to give it a C tier, because regardless of the fact that it's good for loot farming, I still just don't think it's worth it to use. All right, next up we got adrenaline. I don't even need to look at this. You know, actually we do, just for YouTube video purposes. Okay, so adrenaline, it gives you, what does it give you? Plus 10 strength and endurance and recoil control. I didn't know it gave you that. But it also gives you health regeneration, so it's kind of like a little ETG. It doesn't last as long. I'm gonna give it a B tier because it's not bad, but there's better. Next up, we have, it looks like AHF1. This one. Okay, so what does AHF1 give you? Gives you plus 5 health skill. It decreases your hydration recovery. Oh, and it stops and prevents bleeds. Okay. So this isn't a terrible stim. I'm gonna give it C tier though, because there's better. There's stims that do what this does, but better. So I'm gonna give it C tier. Next up, we have, it looks like a blue blood. Blue blood, I'm gonna give it an A tier. Gives you health regen. It's an antidote, but it stops and prevents bleeds, which is huge, and it gives you health regen. So it's like a Zagustin on crack. Okay, so the next one is the ETG stim. This one's just S tier. It's by far the best combat stim in the game. If you're low and you're afraid of people pushing you, you just pop that real quick and you'll be full HP in a jiffy. All right, next up, we got the L1. What does L1 do? I don't use this stim. It increases your strength by 20, your maximum stamina by 30, removes pain, increases your endurance by 10. It's kind of like a better SJ6. The only thing it does is it decreases your hydration and energy recovery, so you'll lose out on a lot of energy and hydration. But it also gives you painkiller. I think the only thing that's stopping this stim from being really good is the energy and hydration recovery. So I'm gonna give this stim a B tier, because that's not bad. Okay, so next up we got Meldonin. I'm gonna give it A tier. The reason I'm giving Meldonin an A tier is because it increases your strength and endurance and your stamina recovery, and it reduces the amount of damage you take other than to the head, which is pretty big. That's a pretty good combat stim right there. So if you're looking to take less damage, you just pop this. Like if you're a big PvPer, this is your stim. Next one we got is morphine. Morphine's a B tier. It's just painkillers, but in a stim form. Next up we have mule. Mule I will give S tier, because if you know you're overweight, you need to go super far, that's your stim. Abdoblados, I still don't know how to say that. Abdoblados 2. I'm gonna give it a B tier only because of the fact, like, it's a mule on crack, except for the fact that you take 1800% more damage or something like that. Hold on, let me pull it up. Oh no, it's 80%. It said 1800%. Man, you'd be dead if you freaking dropped off the ground. You take 80% more damage. So that's why it's getting B tier. The next stim we have is P22. I'm gonna give it a B tier because it's just a Meldonin, but worse. It's like a budget Meldonin. It doesn't last as long, doesn't work as well. Actually, I think, yeah, it doesn't give you strength or endurance, but it gives you the damage taken bonus. Okay, this is a new stim. I've never seen this one. PNB gives you health regen, removes concussion. Okay, you take less damage for 40 seconds, gives you 20 strength. Okay, so this just seems like an even worse version of P22. I'm gonna give this a C tier. Yeah, because it's just like a worse P22, basically. Propital, I'm giving it an S tier. Gives you health regen, works as a painkiller, and it lasts forever. Goated stim. Okay, so we got SJ12 next. What does SJ12 do? Decreases your body temperature. That's not useful in the game right now. Gives you energy recovery and hydration recovery, and increases your perception. Well, that's a good stim. That's all kind of like mediocre. Like, it's good if you don't have max, if you don't have max energy, or if you don't have max metabolism, it's good. But if you have max metabolism, it's really not that big of a stim to have. So I'll give it C tier just because it's not useless, but it's not that great. SJ1, one of the classic stims. Increases your strength, endurance, and stress resistance. This is kind of just like adrenaline, but without the health recovery. So I'm gonna give it F. It's just not, I don't see a point to use this stim. Like, there's so many other stims you could use over this one. There's so many other stims that do the same thing. everything and more over this one, so I'm gonna give it F. Okay, so we have SJ9. What does SJ9 do? Decreases your body temperature. Again, useless in the current state of the game. Decreases your metabolism skill and regen. Causes pain. Okay, so this is just an F tier because it is literally useless right now. The next stim is the antidote stim. I'm gonna give it F as well. Like, that's just useless. You can out heal the poison from the cultists, so it's kind of just useless right now. And then last but not least, we got Zagustin. Okay, I'm gonna put Zagustin in B tier because blue blood is what Zagustin is, right? But Zagustin was a thing first. Blue blood's just better. So I can't put them on the same tier because they do the same thing, but blue blood gives you health regen. The only thing is the blue blood doesn't last nearly as long as Zagustin. All right, so yeah, that's my Escape from Tarkov Stims tier list. Let me know if you guys, what you would do differently, or if we like matched up similar, let me know.